There we go. Hi. Wow. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our platforms. I'm Mike Morales here in the heart of the San Gabriel Valley in Southern California. That man out there is...
I'm Eric Zandona in Vancouver, Washington.
Hey, Eric. Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year.
Boy, I'm so glad that COVID stuff is all over with. Did you get your shot yet? I got my shot, so, you know.
All I have to say is I'm glad 2020 is over.
Yeah, boy, what a show that was.
Yeah.
Cow. Yeah. So today, Eric, I'm really kind of excited because we know very little about this tequila, but it was brought to our attention. I don't even know if you can see it on my screen, but this is a beautiful box. It's emblazoned. It's called EscorTauro. EscorTauro. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. EscorTauro.
No.
And this is an extra añejo that was delivered to me, and Eric got his in the mail. And you got your box too, didn't you, Eric?
Yes, I did. My 3-year-old has confiscated the box for his treasure chest.
Well, you know, that's what these boxes are for, right? You can reuse them. Some boxes are made to be used as humidors. Look at the inside of this thing. Isn't this cool? EscorTauro is Eric was just filling me in on some of the background information. Do we know this is being imported by Mara Imports or Mara Imports here in Southern California?
Yeah.
And do we know? Do we have a name for the gentleman who owns this brand?
Oh, you know what? That's a good question. I don't remember. I know I saw it, but I can't remember. So I don't know.
Is it Alejandro maybe, or let's see. This is look at this. This is a balsa wood neck tag, and it's got the descriptions. These are interesting descriptors. Exquisite, exotic, explosive, eccentric, expensive. We'll tell you how expensive it is later. Yeah. Exuberant, excellent, and experienced. This is barrel 5 years. It's a 5-year extra añejo. This is known 1459, and we're describing this because this is the only one of its kind so far. I don't believe there's a Blanco available. And what do we know about? Didn't you say you did some background on this brand?
Yeah. So the tequila itself is coming out of Tequila Selecto de Amatitan, and they are using blue agave. Obviously, they're crushing I couldn't find information on how the cook is being done, but they said they're using roller mills, and then they have stainless steel fermenters and pot stills that they're distilling it with. And then it's going into what they describe just as American oak, which probably means used bourbon barrels or used Tennessee whiskey barrels, probably most likely, and then aged 5 years. And what I saw was that it's being sold online through Old Town Tequila for $180.
Yikes! Holy cats! This thing better for $180. This thing better drive me home.
Yeah. So I have some. I'm very interested to taste it because I have some initial thoughts about presentation for that price, but we'll get.
Let's taste it first, and then we'll give our critique about everything else that we see.
Yeah.
Obviously, you folks that saw the box. I don't, if you follow us, if you follow Tequila Aficionado on Instagram, you saw me do a little film, a little
boomerang story.
A little boomerang on opening this box. Oh, okay. First thing here, look. The cork is stuck. See? Okay. Yeah. And you know what? This is a very heavy cap. The bottle looks like it's been hand blown. It's blue. I'm not sure if this is painted in gold. It's gold paint. It's gold in color. I don't know if it's actually gold leaf of any kind. I have no idea. But be careful, first of all, for those of you who are oak heads and love a pretty bottle, because your cork is probably going to stick and your cap's going to come off.
Yeah.
That happens.
Luckily, mine is still holding.
Excuse me for a second. I'm going to get a knife because this thing is not coming off.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm in my by the way, if you're wondering why I'm wearing a Band-Aid on my forehead, see that shelf behind me? I went 5 rounds with that shelf and I lost. So, I took a nice divot out of my forehead with that. So rather than show you the indentation and the IKEA symbol, I just decided to put a Band-Aid over it. Okay, these are I guess these are dipped in wax. They're not using glue, apparently.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's wax. I don't know. Kind of looks like.
It kind of looks like wax or a wax or maybe just a waxy a waxy kind of glue. But anyway, oh wow. Did you smell this thing?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. I'm going to use my handy dandy Glencairn.
That's what I got.
That's what we got. So we're going to use that since we're bypassing all other varietals or expressions and going straight to the extra añejo. So we're going to pour it. We don't know what it looks like. I just broke the seal on mine, and oh my goodness, what is this? Wait a minute.
It's like amber. Blood red.
Yeah, it's red.
Burnt orange, maybe?
No, this is like a copper. Here, you know what? This reminds me of tequilas that are partially aged in barrels in whiskey barrels, and then they're finished and polished in wine barrels.
Yeah.
That's what
it has a little bit like the color of Campari. A little less intense.
Are they even telling us everything?
I don't know. Because if they had said red wine barrels, okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's in a blue bottle, so you don't know what it looks like until you actually pull it out of the bottle.
Yeah.
And at first blush, I would say this looks like a white Zin barrel or a rosé barrel. I don't know, man.
A lot of caramel.
Yeah. It's extremely sweet on the nose.
Yeah. There's definitely still some notes of the agave, but there's a lot of other stuff. There's some there's some fruit. Definitely, I would say like plum.
Yeah. I was going to say pomegranate.
Yeah.
I was going to say like
some of that might be. Yeah. It's hard because like some of this is suggestive just from the color. Yeah.
It's a confusing bouquet because the information says one thing, but when you pour it and your nose gets into it, it says something completely different. And my lighting's not the greatest here, but what do your legs and tears look like? Are they clingy? They're okay. They're all right, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
I got what? Oh, here we go. Excuse me while I look at my light back here. I got a halogen lamp behind me. It's thick and rich. It's thick and rich.
Yeah. It's
wow. Those are some thick legs, man.
Yeah, they are. It I mean, other than the like strong caramel note, it doesn't come off. The aroma doesn't smell like a 5-year-old añejo.
No.
So I don't know. Well, I mean, it's definitely like in the realm of possibility, right? If you have a exhausted barrel that's just like giving up everything that it's going to give. I mean, because you see those with like, there are some of these like Glen Grant. It's a Scotch, right? They're a good example of this. They don't use coloring for their whiskeys, and they'll have like a 20-year-old whiskey or 15-year-old whiskey that's like light blonde. This is just because the barrels don't have a
Yeah.
lot left to give in terms of color. So,
Well, Felipe Camarena does the same thing with G4. He looks
yeah,
for some of the oldest barrels because that's what he prefers.
yeah. So when
Now,
you're going to push stuff for a long time, that's the way to go. But how do you get the combination though of the lack of wood character with this intense color is very odd.
okay, here's what I will tell you. I will make a comparison right now. This reminds me of Asombroso. And Asombroso has several lines of extra aged tequilas that they are. For those of you who are tequila nuts and you're probably subscribed to Asombroso's newsletter, you've seen the notifications that they are selling stock in Asombroso. They're selling shares, and there are several iterations of their extra añejo. I personally, I'm a big fan of their. They have a blanco that's aged in I want to say rosé barrels. It's called Rosa. It's actually very well done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of this overly sweet, very expensive bottles that they put out, but this reminds me, the smell, the aroma reminds me a lot of Asombroso. Well, you want to dive in?
Yeah, we got to taste it.
Um,
Oh, the cinnamon
yeah.
and
Um,
fruit and
cherries.
yeah.
Um, can I be honest with you, Eric?
Yeah.
This tastes like $180 bottle of cough syrup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Deep down in the center, you get some alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely know you're drinking alcohol, but you don't like from the palate, I wouldn't say you would know that you're drinking tequila.
No, no.
There's a hint of it on the finish, but if I had paid for this, not having tasted it previously, I would be very, very unhappy.
Yeah, I would be extremely disappointed. I'm sorry, folks. I wish I could tell you different. Not that there's not a market for this, because there obviously is.
Yeah.
There's right now there's a wave of overly sweetened, overly manipulated, overly enhanced tequilas that are coming in, and they're coming in beautiful bottles.
Yeah.
You guys know, if you guys are collecting, you know exactly what the names of ones I'm telling you about. Some of them are aged in like French oak and whiskey, and then they're given a little bit of enhancement. And some of them are even first of all, the normas allow for a 1% of additives. Okay, you I know that there's another faction that is looking at tequilas that are made with additives, and you know what? It's still legal. Okay, just like medical marijuana is legal in most states, but at one time it was illegal. Okay, same thing. This is legal, okay?
Yeah.
And but it's not for my liking. I have had overly sweetened tequilas. You and I both, Eric, have had some, some reputable, decent, semi-expensive tequilas that have been enhanced, and they're not bad because there's a market for it.
Yeah.
But this last time I had something similar to this, I was sick in bed. I needed, I was hacking my brains out. This tastes like cough medicine, and it's like what the description saes.
Expensive. That's what it says.
Well, yeah, expensive.
Got that part right.
But first of all, you're starting with tequila selected from Amatitan. Amatitan has a really great flavor profile. The tequilas that come out of there, the Blancos, Eric will attest to this. Rick and I are big fans of anything coming out of Amatitan.
Yeah.
Why would you do this to a tequila coming out of Amatitan? It doesn't, I can see where you would enhance it a little bit and maybe round out the edges and things like that. I get it.
Yeah.
But leave a little bit of the character.
Yeah.
What else do we want to say?
Well, so this is the thing. Like, I have two minds, right? One is there's obviously between the package, that box, this bottle, and what's in the glass. Like, this is not an accident, right?
No.
Somebody manipulated this to taste like this. So it's hard for me. So there's a lot of work that went into this product, but unfortunately, a lot of that work was wasted and went in the wrong direction. So the box is really nice. Like I said, my 3-year-old it's now his treasure box, which he loves. But the other problem is like for a $200 bottle, you need more than just a fancy box, right?
Yeah.
You need the package, right? You can't have your stopper coming off. And even the other thing, like this, when the stopper is sitting, I know it might be difficult to see on my camera, but there's a gap between the stopper and the bottle.
Yeah.
Because the stopper doesn't actually sit flush with the bottle. There are stickers on the bottle that are not put on straight. And so it's just like it feels a little bit like you're trying to create the illusion of a high-end product without actually having one. Now, I don't necessarily doubt that it's sat in a barrel for 5 years, but what that product tasted like, this is the other thing. For a 5-year-old extra Anejo that's that price, like I would want it at like 45% ABV, right? Don't sell it at 40, because then you're just like you're trying to squeeze every last dollar out of a limited number of barrels. So it's unfortunate because like maybe coming out of the barrel, this was like very light blonde. And they're like, well, people aren't going to like that it's that pale. Who knows, right? Maybe that's what it was. And they're like, well, let's add some color to it to make it darker. And then maybe there's not enough wood character. So let's start adding some spice character, with some oak extracts, or I don't know what they did to it. Right. But like you said, there's a lot you can do that's legal. And so you end up with this thing that tastes really sweet. It smells like cherries and caramel and doesn't really taste like an extra Anejo, but you've dropped $200. So, as much as I, like want to honor the work that went into, not so much the brand, but the distillery giving the brand what they wanted. Like this sort of product is, I think, really not helpful for tequila.
Yeah, it's not going to push the cat. In fact, Here's the interesting thing.
Yeah.
You know as well as I do that what's pushing the market, especially in tequila, is the ultra premium, the high end tequilas, the super premiums, and everybody wants to get into that category because it's what's leading that market. It's what's that anything from premium to ultra premium is what's really jettisoning the market.
Yeah.
And this seems to me like an attempt to get into that ultra premium market.
Yeah.
With a product that with a less than stellar product, just to make the bucks. Here's our suggestion: you see this at a restaurant somewhere, order a shot first before you figure out you want to go and spend the money on it. I don't know. You folks out there might like it. If you've had it before, if you've tasted it before, if you've gone to La Bufadora, this gentleman has a restaurant down in Baja. It's called La Bufadora. I believe he's also an artist, if I'm not mistaken. And you can follow EscorTauro on Instagram. Check it out. Maybe you've been there. Maybe you like this. That's cool. Tell us what you think. In the comments below. But for Eric and me, this isn't going. I don't think this is going to advance the category. Okay. No. Stuff like this could hinder the category, and honestly, even tequilas that are overly sweetened, like a Clase Azul or an Asombroso, even they draw a line somewhere. And their success shows you that they've actually done it right. All right, even though we may not agree with it, it's not our cup of tea. Whatever. Right. But I can't. Hey, that's 20. You know what? This is the tequila of 2020. I'm so glad we're in 2021 now, Eric. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, hey. Just tell people again where they can find it if they want to try it. I mean, go ahead. You found the price and you gave us a place. I think it's Old Town Liquors. And what was the price on this again?
Yeah, $180.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's our take on EscorTauro. I'm Mike Morales here in the San Gabriel Valley. That gentleman out there is
Eric Zandona in Vancouver, Washington.
You folks have been listening and sipping and watching to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our platforms. Please subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Hit that red button. Hit the notification bell, and every time we upload a video, you will be notified. If you're listening to us on anywhere where you listen to your podcast, like Spotify, go ahead and download that. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.